everyone, and welcome to my Flosstube channel, Coco Creates. So this is a stitching. This is a channel about stitching. Oh, so she sits here for hours, but as soon as I start talking, she's like, no, no, thank you, no, thank you, no. But yes, so I'm Zoe. This is Coco. Coco's been a bit of a nuisance. She's had some zoomies this morning. So I was hoping that she would be nice and calm now and quiet and all relaxed, you know, and want cuddles. But no, she wants to go off and do more zoomies. So, so yeah, there we go. Hey everyone, me again. So when I recorded my video, I think I did say in it that I wasn't feeling so good, and as I've watched it back, you can really see that I'm not great. There were so many things I missed out. I had a migraine that day, and you can see like it coming through my head as I would like start sentences and then forget where I was going. So I am going to record a little bit more today and hopefully fill in the gaps, and then I'll be able to cobble it together, hopefully nice and seamlessly, so that it'll make sense and I haven't missed anything out. But anyway, like I said, Flosstube channel, stitching. I've got a knitting project to show you that I'll do at the end, and some stuff from the stitching retreat I went to, which was the Sweary Stitchers retreat in Nottingham. So I'm not feeling that great today, although it seems like it feels like I say that almost every video at the minute. So I might not be very smiley as we go through this. But I knew that if I didn't do it now, I just won't get it done. We're already halfway through July. What are we on? Yeah, we're already on the 17th of July. I can tell the day by when I wrote in here. So yeah. So, projects. So we're going to do whips, do a bit about the retreat, I'll show you my knitting, and then that's it. I have sort of started to collate sort of my goals to do. Like, I know a lot of people have been, oh my god, my words aren't even, okay, let's slow down. I know a lot of people have been doing whip parades, like mid-year whip parades, and I thought, oh, I could do that, and I thought, you know what, I have, you know, too many whips to be getting out. I'm not well enough to get everything out and sit and do that. It's a big job to do at the start of the year. So I thought, well, I'll have a look through and see how many whips I've worked on. So I've worked on about half of my whips so far this year, which kind of makes sense. We're halfway through the year, well, just over. So I thought what I'd do is just show all the ones that I have worked on, the progress, and then we'll revisit my goals that I set at the start and any amendments. So I can't remember actually where what the last thing I showed you was. You know, I would say I've done no prep for this, but you know me, I never do any prep for it. I literally have never prepped for any video in this entire history of doing videos. So I'm going to start with this whip. I may have shown you this at the end of the last video. I may not have worked on it since then, but I can't remember. So I worked on this when I was away on holiday, and then I did work on it a couple of days when I was back, but I can't remember if I did the video before I worked on it for a couple of days or after. So I did, I put in about another 400 stitches. So this is Castle Walls by Ink Circles. I haven't got any of the pictures. Hopefully Editing Zoe will put stuff in if she's well enough. But yeah, so this is where I am. So I just did a bit more of this square, put in 400 more stitches. It's not a square, it's a triangle shape. I can't even see if you can see that. There we go. So putting about another 400 stitches into that piece. If that looked exactly how it did last time, then I didn't do anything since then. So, but you know that my memory is horrendous. But yes. Now, then next. So normally I rewatch my Wipopoly rolls before I do the video so that I can tell you what I rolled. I can't remember, so you will watch what I rolled. I'm going to guess based on the number of stitches I did what I rolled, and fingers crossed I'm correct. If I'm not, the video's there and it'll show you that I'm lying, so there we go. Now What have we got? So what did I roll? So Tea Time was one that came up. So this is Mini Tea Time by Soda Stitch. And this is worked. It's the kit Ada 14 count. I think I got it as a kit, I think. Well, I must have, because it's on the thread's on a card. So yeah, kit Ada 14 count with thread. The only thing I'm changing from the pattern, I am adding in some half stitches. I think the pattern is sort of, I just wanted to be extra and put half stitches in, put it that way. So I did 839 stitches on this. So I think I rolled 8, so for 800. And this is what I did. And my goal that I set was to finish this teapot, and I did manage to get that finished, got all the back stitch on, and I just started this, which I think is a teacup. But yeah, so that's the top row finished. Now the more I look at this, I think I mentioned it before, but if you have a look at this pattern, it's kind of all afternoon tea style, except there's one piece, you know, one words, not, there's one here, I think it's the bottom left, it's milk and tomato, which really confuses me, because that is not something I think of when I think of like tea time, afternoon tea, cakes, scones, jam, you know. I don't know why the tomato's there, and that really confused me. So I think originally my plan was I was going to change that to be a jar of honey, so I was going to basically copy the jar of jam, stick it where the tomato was, and then do it in yellow and write honey on it. But yeah, can anyone else understand the significance of the tomato and milk? I don't, like, does that make sense? Is that like a French thing, or a Korean thing, or a Spanish thing? Like, you know, I don't know. So if anyone's got any ideas, please, you know, answers on a postcard. But yeah, anyway, 839 stitches in that, and that was the teapot done. So then my let's see, my next roll was, what was it? I think, yeah, this roll was, I landed on the tunnel. So so on my Wipopoly board, I've got there's a tunnel that takes you from sort of one corner right across to the other corner of the board. So I landed on that. I think I rolled a 10 that got me to there, and then I rolled a 7, which got me to the chance square. So I then drew my chance card, which was, I can't remember what it said, but it was something along the lines of, you know, move to the next whip that you've not worked on yet. So basically I just sort of followed around the board. I think the first square I came to was the Mary Eliza sampler, the Hands Across the Sea, which I have worked on. The next square after that was my Bella Filipina, the Enchantress of the Abyss, which I did actually get the pattern out for that one. So that is this one. I started this at the Essex Needles Retreat, maybe March. I don't know, I didn't write the date down because I'm not smart enough for that. So might have been September last year. So I landed that. So then obviously I'd rolled the 10 and the 7, so that made 17. So I had to put 1700 stitches into this. And here we go. So I've started right in the middle. I had started right in the middle. I think I took a photo of this where I started. Maybe, if I did, I'll have popped that in at some point in the last 10 seconds. But yeah, I've met in the middle and I've started on her hair. So I'm just doing the cross stitches. So the DMC and the bit of cry neck that I came across here. Obviously not doing the beads. I do all the beads at the end, just because how I put this on a frame, I don't want to damage any of the beads. So I don't want to have to consciously think every time I put it on the frame how I'm doing it to avoid beads. So I put it at the end. One thing I did notice about this, the cry neck that I used. So I got the kit from Hawkins Hobbies with all the threads and the beads. So it came with the cry neck. And then the fabric, I believe, is from Fiberlicious Yummy Fibres. and it's called something Atlantis, Jewel of Atlantis, I think. So that's this. On my screen that looks almost perfect for the colour, but I do have a blue light filter on my screen, so it might look completely different to yours. It's lots of greens, blues, very sort of deep sea, quite nice. Anyway, back to my original point, the Krynic. So I pulled the Krynic off the spool and I used two strands, same as the DMCs. This is a 32 count. But I found, like, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if it's going to focus, probably not, because the front facing camera is useless at focusing. But whether you can see it or not, I can feel it, that it's very thick. And as I was working with it, it did feel very thick as I was pulling it through. So I'm not sure whether to change over to just one strand. Now this gap here is the same Krynic. So I might just pull one strand and stitch that chunk in the one, and then see how that looks sort of there compared to this bit up here, and decide then whether I want to use the one or two strands going forward. Obviously if I decide I want to use two strands, I'll just go over the top leg of this again with a second, you know, with this one strand to make the two. But yeah, the two just felt a bit too thick for 32 count. Like I said, but I'm not sure if one's going to be too thin. So that'll be, next time I pull this out, that'll be you know, a task for there. So that was 1700 stitches on her. So that is my first Bella. So I also have Maiden of Tubataha ready to go when I've finished this one, and I have the Bella Sal on the go somewhere. But yes, okay, right, drink break, don't forget your water, stay hydrated. So, at the treats, this was the Sweary Stitchers retreat, so it was the ARSE retreat, so ARSE, so it was a real spooky event, was the acronym, and so it was kind of Halloween themed, spooky themed sort of retreat. It was quite small compared to a couple of the other retreats I've been to, so there's only about 30 to 40 of us. You know, got a bit of stitching in, not too much, but a bit. We've got a lovely goodie bag that I will obviously show off some of the goodies we got. It was organised by Danny and Sophie from the Stitchy Ferret. I'm sure it's Sophie. Oh gosh, now I've said that, I'm like, is that actually there? I know it's the Stitchy Ferret, so that's the important part. So there we go. But yeah, they organised. They have got another one next year. I believe there's a waiting list for that one. But yeah, so it was at Nottingham, at sort of hotel, quite a nice hotel, sort of northwest of Nottingham. But there, so stitching that I did while I was there. So I thought, oh hiccups. So I thought, with it being a sort of spooky, you know, weekend, what's kind of, you know, spooky, like dark, Halloweeny kind of themed cross stitches should I take? So I took, what did I take? I took my greenhouse Sal, so my Lola Crow. I took my Fantastic Fungi Sal from the designer, who I can't remember. I also took, I took a couple of other projects, but I think they were the only two I actually worked on. I think I took my Dark Queen as well, but I didn't actually work on her. I think that was all I took. That's all I've got written down, so I assume we're good. Didn't get as much work done on them as I hoped, but don't think you ever do at retreat, do you? You never get as much work, as much actual stitching done on retreat. So here is my greenhouse. So I did 700 and oh, there's a fluff. 758 stitches on here. So I what did I do? You know what, I can't remember what I stitched. I know I did the brown along the bottom. I think, did I work on some of the black as well? Maybe. You know what, I literally have no idea what I worked on. But I put in, you know, 760 stitches of this. So nearly finished the borders. So I think I have this on Pattern Keeper. No, I didn't look to see how much I had left, but I'm pretty sure I've got the majority of the border now done. I think there's the other sort of, you know, mirror image of this part over here, and a bit more at the bottom to do, and then that's all the background finished. And then we can start on some of the flowers or plants. But yeah, so that was that one. And then this one I did about 300 stitches on while I was at the retreat. But then when I got home, I rolled for my properly and it landed on this one to work on again. So I rolled an 11, so did another 1100. So for a total of 1,432 stitches. So which was basically, I finished this sort of teal blue set of mushrooms. I did this pink one up here, and I did these green ones down here. Oh, and this green one here. Yeah. So I'm almost halfway through this now. I need something to actually, you know what, I just used this book. There we go. And this was the needle minder that we got in our goodie bag. So yeah, and this is on a piece of, I have no idea. I got nothing really. It's a greeny, greyish fabric. Maybe Picture This Plus. Maybe. I literally have no idea. I have the other half because I've cut this because I can see this end isn't serged. So I've got the rest of this upstairs. If in between now and me editing it I find the rest of it, I'm sure the rest of it has its name, so I'll add that in. But yeah, so halfway through that now. Well, actually probably less than half. I'd like to say half, but we'll go with that. Again, that's on Pattern Keeper. No, I didn't look to see how much I'd done. But yes, so that was that one. And then the final piece I took is I took my cat's samplers. This is a walk with me cat. It's a Stitching Mummy pattern. It's supposed to be a temperature sale. I've done it as like a friendship sale, so I'm asking everyone to stitch a paw print, and I'm going to embroider everyone's name on it. It's nearly full now, so I need to get filling in some names. I think all that's left is about 4 paw prints in this section here. But yes, and this lady, brain's gone. Nope, she has a shop. Hopefully I will have googled what that shop is and I will insert that. But she does loads of black work designs, so she did a little black work paw print. But yeah, so very nearly finished with that. Also I've got to the stage where I'm like, shall I extend the pattern around here and make it a bit bigger, or shall I keep it square and just stop when it's full? Yeah, not too sure. But either way, I need to get started on adding people's names. So that will probably be a you know, like a sofa project. So I might pop that on a Q snap and just plonk it in front of the sofa, and then when I'm sat sort of watching something in the evening, I can just add someone's name on as we go. But yes, so that is all my stitching. Doesn't feel like a lot, but then as I look at this, there's like a whole bunch of empty space, so it really isn't a lot that I've done. I think so far this month I've done 4,729 stitches, which isn't a lot, but I've not been that well. So that was my so I'll just show you through the goodies. These are things that I picked up at the retreat, but also what was in our goodie bag. So my old phone is in there because that has my Pattern Keeper on. So let's see if I can scooch some of this out. Right, what do we got? A few little goodies there, sort of stickers, ye old rubber bangle. Right. Oh gosh, her name's gone. I thought about it yesterday and I thought, oh yes, I have to remember. It begins with S. No, I ain't got anything. But she made us all like scissor fobs that say sort of Arse 24. So I picked up sort of an orangey, you know, Halloweeny one. So yeah, all just sort of beads, little star on the end, very sweet. So she basically made them for everyone. So she sort of had a big box that she'd made, and everyone got to pick one. So I got that one there. That's my phone. So we also got a special pattern. There, I don't believe there's an actual like finished image of this. I think it's just the, so I've not actually taken it out yet. I think it's just the image. Urban Stitches. That's the blackwork lady that I mentioned. This is her company. So I believe she's on Etsy. If not, the Urban Stitches. Let's see if I can. So the Urban Stitches on Instagram or Facebook. But yes, loads of blackwork designs. So this one is a swear jar, or with look like little ghosties or little candles. I don't know. I thought they were little ghosties, but they seem to have like little flames coming out of their heads. They could be little bombs, like little swear bombs. I literally have no idea. It's very hard to tell on a drawing. I'm sure when I stitch it, it will make more sense. But yes, so we've got design there for blackwork, and a piece of 16 count Ada, which I believe is the right size to do said blackwork. Whether I do it on that or whether I pick something else, I'm not sure. What else was there? Then I think these were all goodies. These were all goodies that I bought, I think. So yeah, picked up a piece of fabric from Stitchy Ferret. So I've got this piece here, which is all really dark greens, green leaves, very splotchy. So this is an Ada, another 16. Yeah, 16 olive tree, plain Ada. So there we go. But yeah, there's a nice sort of like tree pattern there. But yes, so very nice. Picked up from her. I'm not sure what to do with it, but it was just such a lovely colour, I couldn't resist. Then from the D-stash table, picked up a couple of things to person's name off. So this is Birds and Berries mini cushion in the V&A collection. I just look quite cute. Comes with, I believe, everything needed to make the little cushion. But yeah, just it'd be nice to have something from the old V&A collection as well. So picked that up. Picked up a couple of patterns. This one. So this is one of the alphabets. This is a Cheryl McKinnon, but I thought this alphabet was very sweet. So picked up that magazine as well. And then there was a very conveniently sized offcut of a 28 count is Easy Guide or Easy Grid. It's one or the other, but it's an odd shape. It's long and thin. Now, I know if you saw a previous video, you might remember Darling Bluebell, Mika, taught me into picking up this design here. So this is Magic Autumn Magic, and my plan. So after doing Ros Clark Crafts colour sale at the start of the year, something she mentioned, and as we went through the sale, you were doing each colour individually at a time, so just working through the colour wheel. And she's, you know, it might be nice to do other designs like that, you know, if you can, just sort of watch how the colours change. And I thought this one might be a really good one to do that with, sort of start, you know, instead of going by, you know, parking or sort of cross country or anything, actually just putting my threads in colour order from sort of the reds through to the green, and just picking up the colours and working them in order. So I don't know where I'm going to start, whether to start the red end or the green end yet, but to do that it's going to take a lot of counting. So I thought I might have to get some gridded, you know, grid some fabric, but I found some gridded to help with that, and it is just the right size, I think, to within like a couple of squares. Like I basically counted the number of 10 by 10 blocks, and I think widthways it's got about an inch either side. Height it's fine. So I might have to sort of crop the design a tiny bit, just like maybe 10 stitches off of each side, just to give myself a bit more breathing room. But yeah, perfectly sized piece for that. So I have the threads, I have the fabric, I have the design. Just need to you know, get some space to start one. So not sure when I will let myself start another Haid. Maybe I need to, you know, work on finishing something first. So I think I have full coverage wise, I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. 7 if I include like the Kingdom of Books, which is a full coverage one as well. So yeah, so I might have to, you know, maybe finish one of those first. But at least I've got all the stuff now. So that is that. Oh, and almost forgot to show you these. Picked up a couple of project bags. Does it have, they don't have the company name on. No, I might have to check my PayPal receipt for who I paid for these. But 2 project bags, so that are sort of patchwork quilted like this. Scissor fob. I got the bumblebee one, which sort of has the bee fabric inside as well. And then this one, which is a bit bigger. So again, patchworked, sort of patchwork quilted there. So I love the colours on this one. It's a bit brighter than it's coming out on camera, but yeah, just love the summery colours of that one. But yes, so I bought those as well. So also at the retreat we did a smalls exchange. I remember saying that I was going to take pictures of the small that I made. Did I do that? No, I did not. So I'm hoping I'll be able to message the lady that got my small and ask her to send me some pictures. And then if she does that, I can show you. But the small that I won was I can't. Thank you. Yes, you're helping. Was this little framed ghost to go in the bathroom. So yeah, so it's my spoopy ghost. That's very cute. So yes, you can look as well. Yes, there we go. Right. Yes. Right, and also got a little needle minder and some stickers. So a little spooky needle minder in there. So it was about, it was 9, 10. It's about a third of us, I think, did small. So did the exchange. So basically they were all put in a pile, and we all went round in a circle and picked out a parcel. But yeah, that was quite fun. So that was my first smalls exchange that I've done. So on our table, our table, you know, I can't actually remember what the tables were called. They all had fun little names. Can't remember what I was. I think it began with C, but I got nothing. I can't even begin to suggest what it might have been. But they're all quite cute names. So all sort of Halloween-y, sweary themed. But yeah, so on my table we had, you know, I'm really bad with names. We did all go around and ask. I remember the two designers. We had the designer from Urban Stitches and Screaming Heart Designs, I believe. You know, I really should check that before coming in and adding these bits in. Did I do that? So if I didn't, I will correct myself later. Yeah, so those two. Also Amy, who won my small, and I only know her name because I wrote her name down because I want to send her something. And another couple of ladies sat on my table. One of them really helped me get back to my car and helped me around the hotel. But I really bad names and I can't remember. But yeah, so she was like mum of my table. I decided, but yes. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. So yeah, the hotel we stayed in was quite nice. It was the you know, I can't remember what it was called. It was in Nottingham. No, got nothing. Can't remember. But yeah. So it was a nice hotel. It wasn't very sort of accessible. So some of you may know, I use a wheelchair for long distances, so I can walk sort of short distances or little bits. I use some sticks and I use a wheelchair when I'm out. Partly because I can't walk very far, partly because I have a fainting condition, so I pass out a lot, which is quite inconvenient. But yeah, so trying to use the wheelchair around the hotel was really hard. They had these really nice thick plush carpets, which are not very compatible with the wheelchair because the wheelchair basically just sinks into the carpet and then it's like being in mud, the wheels just spin. So that was hard work. And also for some reason they'd put the accessible rooms all the way at the end of the corridor. It's like you go past like 30 or 40 other rooms to get to the disabled room. So that was hard work. Sort of going all the way down there to come back. So it took a bit of planning, you know, to think, well, I'm not going to be able to go back to the room, so I better have everything with me that I'm going to need for the whole day. But yeah, I mean, the meals were okay. Meals were good. We had sort of like we was in a separate room for like the main meals, like the evening meal, and then lunch and breakfast was served sort of in the main restaurant. It was like buffet style, which was quite nice. The food was good. No complaints really. It was nice. It was food. Meals sometimes were they were a bit late, which I didn't mind sort of eating at sort of 7-8 o'clock, but I know a lot of other people struggle with eating that late. I don't know if that's just a regional thing, the time people eat. I don't know. Food was okay. A lot of ladies went out and watched the football, or had it on their phones during dinner because it was the semi-final maybe. You can tell I don't do football. I think, you know what, I can't remember if we won or lost that one. I can't remember. But yeah, so that was on. Some people watched it, I did not. But yeah, so like I said, the hotels were good. A couple of other things I found in the hotel room. So you know, in disabled like rooms and disabled bathrooms, they had the red pull cords. Well, that was like in the same place as the shower head. So if you were sort of underneath the shower, you would have the water here, and then like the red pull cord like dangling like here. So I was like, that I don't think anybody thought that through when they installed them. So I don't know who installed first, like the shower guy or the electric, you know, pull cord guy. But whoever went second didn't think much about it. Because yeah, I thought that's not very safe. Also the cords didn't go all the way to the ground, so they're supposed to go to the ground, so that if you fall down, you would then pull the cord for help. That's what the cord's for, is that you pull the cord for help if you fall over. But if you're on the floor, you can't reach 5 foot in the air to pull a cord. If you could do that, you would just stand up and then you wouldn't need to pull the cord because you wouldn't be having an issue. So yeah, that was another odd thing about the hotel. But you know, I mean, apart from that, it was okay. The view was nice. It was quite quiet in where I was, but then again, I was all the way at the corridor and on the left where there was just the two of the disabled rooms. But I know sort of up on the other side of the hotel there was a bit of a ruckus one night with a couple of guests that you know, kept a few people awake. So, but I escaped from all that being over in the corner, so you know, swings and roundabouts. But yeah, it was nice. Hard work. It took a couple of weeks. Been home for my shoulders to recover from pushing the wheelchair. The long distances and through the carpet, which was hard work, but it is what it is. So, also, if you're on my table, you had to suffer me. I got this mug, this cup. I bought it literally the day before we went. Popped into the range. It was like $5.99. The range is like a big box store that we have, you know, a bit of this, bit of that, sort of, you know, all sorts. But yeah, $5.99 in the range, and I'm assuming it's like a knockoff Stanley. So it's a nitro, obviously a lot cheaper than Stanley prices. But yeah, feel free to skip ahead 30 seconds if you were on my table and you're watching this and you do not want to hear me rant again. But I really love this cup, so I put an iced coffee in here the morning that I went to the retreat, so Friday morning at 11 o'clock. The next morning the ice was still in here, so I drank the drink and there was still ice in it, so it kept my drink cold for, you know, 18 hours. And then I had hot coffee in it, and it took me about 7 hours to drink sort of all of that coffee, and it was still hot at the end, so kept hot drink hot for 6-7 hours. So yeah, definitely rate it. When I got home I went and bought another one, because I know at some point I'm bound to lose this or break it, so I was like, I'm gonna have a spare. But yeah, look, the only issue I've got is the cleaning it is a bit hard. So when you're using the straw, it's fair enough because there's no liquid coming at the top, but if you're just drinking out of it like hot coffee, sort of where the coffee gets, it can get sort of underneath this bit, and it just makes it a bit finangly to wash. I don't know if it's dishwasher safe. I've absolutely no idea. Did I check that? Oh wait, it has the little cup and fork symbol, so I'm pretty sure that's a dishwasher symbol. So whether I put it in the dishwasher or not, I don't know. I don't know if I trust it, because a lot of these that were in the bin, they'd had all this enamel scratched off. So, you know, I suppose if you bash it around a bit, it's going to scratch all the colour off. But also, I need to get rid of this sticker. I'm going to wash this sticker off, because we got quite a few stickers at the retreat, and I have quite a few stickers. Ooh. So some of them were from the lovely lady that gave me my smalls. But have I got? Can I get them quickly? Let's see. Yes. And there was another lady that brought around a little stash of stickers for everyone to, you know, pick from. So of course I had to get the cat back, vampire cat. Some very sort of cute stickers. But yes, and I'm going to say again, Screaming Heart, and you know, I've said that, and if it's wrong I'm going to sound like a right fool, but she's got stickers of a couple of her designs, so a couple of her cross-stitch designs, but yes, so I thought I can put these on my mug, have somewhere to, you know, put them, because I have quite a few stickers and they kind of just sit in a pile in a drawer, because I don't want to put them anywhere, because I have that weird attachment to, well, once I've used the sticker I can't use it again. So they can go on my mug, because I know I'm going to have my mug. So anyway, it feels okay to stick around my mug, so that's what I'm going to be doing. So there we go. Yeah. So welcome back if you skipped that, you know, 5-minute jibber jabber about this cup that I bought. So in my original recording for this, I did say that I was going to do I might do a mid-year whip parade, but to be fair, we're already at the end of July, and so we're past the mid-year, and if I wait to do that and don't stitch because I'm waiting to be well enough to get everything out, then I'm not going to be able to. I thought what I would do is do a quick sort of verbal run through of my, you know, the progress that I've made on my goals so far, and my aim for the rest of the year, so the last 5 months. 5 months, 4 months, 5 months, however long there's left of the year. So I wrote, yes I did, it was all organised. I wrote stuff down in here. Now I know not everyone's going to be really interested in like exactly how many stitches I've done, but I want to sort of have it recorded partly for me as well. So if you're not that bothered about me jibber jabbing, then you know you can skip this part and go on about your day if you don't if you don't want to hear all me just yelling numbers at you. If I'm able to, when I come to editing, I will put pictures of the actual projects I'm talking about in here. If I can get them out and take a photo of them all, that will be. But yeah, so let's start with my overall goals. So far this year, I've done 47,000. Hopefully that's a bit quiet. They're building like an extension a few doors down, like a 2-story extension. So that's what all the building work is. And I get like 20 minutes of silence and then it starts. So, so we're going to keep going, and I'm going to hope that the recording isn't too bad. I'm going to shut the door properly. Give me a minute. Okay, so fingers crossed, it's a bit quieter. Okay, so my total stitches that I've done so far this year is 47,264. The most stitches I did in a month was in March, when I did 15,834 stitches, and the lowest number of stitches I did was in February, when I didn't do any stitching at all. So I've had 3 new starts and 1 restarted project. So my Charlotte, you know, I restarted her. I finished 7 things, and I have touched 24 of my projects. I don't know how many whips I had to start with, so I don't know how many I've not touched. Let's see. Have I got my number written in this notebook? 10, 20, 30, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it looks like I started with 45 and I've touched 24. So what's that mean? I haven't touched 21-ish? Maybe. But you see, I might have included in that 3 new starts, so I'm not too sure. But about half, over half I've worked on. Okay. My goals that I've completed, so I've completed 4 out of my goals that I set. I set 24 goals for the year. So I've completed 4, so including I finished my wheat field with crows, I finished my black moon cat, I finished a young girl reading, and wait, that's only 3. Where's the other one? Oh, and my tea time soda stitch. I wanted to finish the teapot and I finished that. So that was my 3 fully finishes and 1 partial finish for my goals. So then my big projects that I had like percentages on that I wanted to do. So one of them being pandemic, I wanted to get to 20%. So currently, let's see, I didn't write it down in the same way. So I've done, what was it about? I think I've done 2.5% this year so far, which basically means I've got 5,700 stitches left to do for the year. So almost 6,000, which I think I worked out, so that'd be 1,200 a month for the rest of 5 months, and that would be my goal hit. Bath time, my goal was to get to 53%. Did I write down where I started? No, I did not. No, I wasn't that useful. No, I didn't. Okay, if I have it written down somewhere else, I will insert it. But I'm now at 49.5%. So to get my yearly goal, that's another 8,000 stitches I need to do, which is 1,500 a month. Now this is my big one. So my supersize max colour amazing animal kingdom. Oh my gosh, There's a reason I abbreviate it to SSMCAAK in everything. Okay, so my goal was to reach 15% of that, but currently I'm only at 10.7%, so a long way to go still. Basically, I worked out I need to still do 32,600 stitches in that, which is 6,500 a month. So that's a lot of stitching to do. So I have a plan for that, which I'll come to at the end. So now I'm just going to read through the 24 projects that I've worked on with, hopefully, pictures. If not, this space is nice and plain. I might put a picture of Coco here for you to look at, you know, rather than just this. But in no particular order, I think this is in order of when I worked, whatever. So a young girl reading, I did 730 stitches of progress. Bath time, I did 3,841 stitches. My Black Moon cat, I did 1,968 stitches. My swan in the moonlight, I did 600. Pandemic was 1,579. My baby dragons was 1,469. My hag had 204 stitches, that was my little crow. The greenhouse, I worked 3,742. My colour sal, start to finish, that was 7,558 stitches. My Dark Queen of the Earth is 6,261 stitches. Market Stall, I did 1,030. Enchantress of the Abyss, I did 1,700 stitches. Wheat Field is 533, not 5,000, it's not that big. Wheat Field with crows. My Black Lives Matter pincushion is 656 stitches. My Supersized Max Colour Amazing Animal Kingdom, I did 3,091 stitches. The pincushion I made for the retreat was 3,626 stitches. Mary Eliza Sampler, I did 500 on that. Charlotte, I did 1,010. That was a restart. The Map Sal was 1,373 stitches. My Kingdom of Books, I did 843 stitches. Medusa got 1,201 stitches. Castle Walls got 1,478 stitches. Fantastic Fungi got 1,432 stitches. And my Tea Time got 839 stitches. Okay, so that's all my numbers. I know I went through those quite quick, so hopefully I didn't flick through the pictures too fast. If I did, I'm sure everyone knows how to pause if you wanted to have a look at anything that I zoomed through there. But yeah, so in terms of goals, now I was watching, I was so behind on some of my Flosstubes, I binge watched like so many videos. So Lindsay, Blushing Pink Stitches, I think I binged like 4 of her videos in one go. And on one of them, she mentioned that she did Just June, where she just worked on one project for the whole of June. She worked on, no, can I remember? No, of course I can't. It was one of the Amy Stewart bookshelves. Was it A Stitch in Time? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. You know what, you're going to have to go and watch it if you go and watch her 4 videos back, but it's called something something and hashtag Just June, and it's on there, and then it's also on the video after that where she does her whip parade. She also shows it again, so that's where you can go and find that one. But she worked on it for the whole of June, just that project, and she did, I wrote it down, she managed to do 22,510 stitches. So what I thought was, for August, I might try and work on my Animal Kingdom. So just focus on that one piece and see if I can reach Lindsay's 22,000 stitch, goal. See if I can get that as well. Because with there still being 32,000 stitches for me to do, if I can do 22,000, that only leaves me, 10,000 to do for the year, which is slightly more manageable. That's like 2,000 stitches a month. So that's a bit more manageable to reach by the end of the year. So that is my goal. to be working on that. So I have taken a starting photo, which I will just pop in here. So I'm going to be working on that. For the last few days of July, I'm going to pull out my bath time and do my sort of 1,000, you know, 1,000 odd on that 1,500 I'm going to go for, I think. Is that what I had? Yeah, about 1,500. So I'm going to try and do that. And I think sort of plans going forward, so after August, I'm just going to focus on my animal kingdom. What I'm going to be doing with my Wopopoly is I will do a roll on my Wopopoly, my words are gone now, on my Wopopoly board, and then in between I will then do one of my goals for one of those three that I mentioned with the percentages, so pandemic, bath time or animal kingdom. So I've got, what is it, about sort of 1,100 for pandemic, 1,500-ish for bath time, or whatever it would be for the animal kingdom. You know, I might try and stick around the 1,000 to 1,500 mark. I think that's a decent enough amount that I can do in one go, in between the other projects. So that's where I'm going to aim for. So then hopefully I will be able to progress those by the end of the year. In terms of my other goals, so if ever on my Wopopoly I land on a square where I've either achieved the goal, so such as my tea time, or I've finished the whip, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my original goals list, and I'm going to pick a whip that I have a goal on, and then do the number of stitches I rolled, but on one of these whips instead, and do that to try and achieve my goals. Obviously, if I land on another whip, I land on another whip, but that's how I'm going to incorporate those, just to try and get more done by the end of the year. Do I think I'm going to achieve all 24 of my goals? No, I do not. Do I think I'll get 12? No, maybe. It'd be nice to get 10 done by the end of the year. So I've already done 4, so it'd be nice to get another 6 of those goals reached by the end of the year. Fingers crossed, 3 of those would be, you know, pandemic, bath time, animal kingdom. So that leaves me with just 3 other goals to try and finish by the end of the year. So that's what I'm going to try and focus on. I know I also have coming up the retreat in September, so the Essex Needles retreat. So what I'll probably take for that is I'll probably look at my goals again for that, and then try and take a few that I've got to reach for the goals. I think we're staying over the Thursday night as well, so we've got sort of the Thursday evening, but then all day Friday, Saturday and most of Sunday. So that'll be 3 good days full of stitching that hopefully I can sort of, you know, do some of my gold pieces then. But yeah, so that is my plans, sort of my broad plans for the rest of the year. But yeah, so Lindsay set my goal for me. She didn't know that she was setting my goal, but she did with that, the 22,500. So that's what I'm gonna go for. But yeah, obviously some days I'm busy and I'm out, so I'm going to try and do more stitching on the days when I'm here all day. I'm going to try and aim for 1,000 stitches, and then days when I'm busy I can just try and do a little bit. But yeah, and fingers crossed we'll get there. That's all my stitching. So like I said, if that's what you're here for, then that's all my stitching. Thank you very much. So one last thing I finished, I mentioned this on my last video that I was doing. This is the rain catcher sweater. So I finished it, it's blocked, it fits, it's not very easy to show here because it is way too hot for me to actually wear this. But yeah, so drop shoulder, it's quite wide, quite boxy shape. You know, so it's basically you did a giant square, now I had the shoulders on. It feels quite baggy on me, so again the sweater was sized based on chest circumference, and I have quite a big chest, so it ends up fitting me quite boxy. Possibly could have benefited from some sort of bust shaping or darts, but you know what, it's here, it's nice, it's big, it's warm, so it'll be nice and cozy for the winter. It's quite thick, so it's sort of using like a mosaic knit. Is it mosaic? Well, you know, like a slip, you know, you work one colour at a time, slipping the stitches as you go. You can probably see it better on that colour. But yeah, so I pulled all of these skeins from stash. They're all sort of partial skeins, a couple of full ones, but they were mainly odds and sods that I'd already used parts of, and most of them are Ruby and Rose's yarns. So if you want to find out more, I will be popping all the information on the Ravelry things, so hopefully I will link that below. But yes, I just noticed there's some quite strange pooling going on in this pink and green stripe here. Some quite interesting pooling happened. Nice little spiral on that side. Did I have it on the other side? No, so the other side's a little bit more you know, higgledy-piggledy. But yeah, so anyway, but it's done, it's all finished. Finally, it's very heavy. I'm going to stop lifting it up now because it's hurting my arms. But yes, so there we go. So I hope it wasn't too choppy up going in between, obviously this recording and the previous one. But I don't have the energy to do everything all at once, so I couldn't re-record everything. So I hope I filled in all the gaps and sort of re-recorded the bits that didn't make sense the first time round. So I have hemiplegic migraines, so they always start on this side and they spread sort of inwards. And sometimes they affect my vision or my speech or sort of my mobility. So I'll get weakness on the right side. But yeah, it sort of really impacts my thinking process. So there was times where I was saying a sentence and then got lost partway through and then like finished a different sentence. So yeah, as I was reading back, it really didn't make sense. So hopefully, fingers crossed, this was nice and I would say smooth. I don't think we're going to go with smooth, but not too choppy. I hope it was watchable. But yeah, and hopefully I will see you at the end of August with just one whip, because hopefully it'll be my Animal Kingdom. But yeah, I think that's everything from me. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are, and hope you have a good August. So stay safe in the weather with the heat or the cold if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, and obviously think of those that can't stay safe around the world because of whatever reason. But yeah, so thank you very much for staying with me, and I will see you at the end of August. But yeah, so I love you lots. Bye. I will see you soon. So I love you lots. Bye bye.